we go. I think we're live now. Just gonna wait, make sure everything is up and running. Yep, okay, that looks like it's working. Run a little test here. Right. Yep, looks like it's all working. Alright. Kind of just a test here, not really doing anything seriously. Really just working on recording some footage for a future episode here. But I figured I might as well test my stream setup as well. Well, it's a thing because I feel like it's a thing. I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to be filming a tutorial right now on how to switch around the MIDI emulator stuff for DOSBox to make it sound a lot better than normal. So yeah, Omnom57, can you hear me okay? Is everything okay? Is my voice distorted at all? There's a bit of a delay, so gotta wait a sec. It's fine? Okay, good, good. I wish I could give you a cookie, but I don't think that's possible. Okay, the chat plugin looks like it's good. So that's awesome. All right, let's get this working. So basically, I guess I should start doing the intro. What's this here? Hello, this is Clint with another episode of Killer Otaku Robots. This is Core Gaming. On this episode, we're going to be looking at a couple of different DOS games here and getting the MIDI output on there to be higher quality than ever before. To do this, we're using a program called MIDI Player. This is actually a pretty awesome program made by Falco Soft. It acts as a MIDI synthesizer, and we're going to be using this for the majority of this tutorial. So the basic idea of this is to get DOSBox, instead of processing the music through itself, get it to forward it over through another program called Loop MIDI over to MIDI Player. From there, you'll get a much higher quality sound than you would normally be able to. So let's start off here. Close this. The main game I'm going to be optimizing here is Doom 1, like the original Doom. I have the Steam copy here just because this is something that pretty much everyone can get. It's pretty cheap online right now. Let's check what the current price is. Damn it, guys, you're making me want cookies. Always talking about the cookies. So yeah, right now it's $5.49 Canadian. So I'm guessing that's something like $3 or something US. But yeah, it's a pretty cheap game. Might be able to get it on a Humble Bundle. GOG is what I'd recommend if you don't want any of the DRM BS. So yeah, let's go through what it sounds like now. Hopefully this part actually works. One thing to notice here is that when you launch Doom, it comes up with two different options. Play it with WASD, like kind of modern keyboard controls, and to play it with the old-fashioned controls where you have to use the arrow keys for everything. Hopefully this isn't like last time, where it screws up on me and makes it so I can't use the keyboard. Apparently it was an issue with the AverMedia capture software and Windows 10. So yeah, I'm just using OBS for the gaming rig right now instead. Wow, that's tiny. Okay, so I told it not to be in full screen, but looks like it ignored my settings. I'm going to try to exit out here. Hopefully this doesn't crash anything. Okay, good, it's working. So if you take a listen to the sound right now, this is kind of what it's using with OPL3. It's basically emulating the chips that were very common in Sound Blaster cards back in the day. It's not a bad sound, but it's not exactly modern either, and there's a lot of little details and other things that are in the MIDI notes and the synthesized music that they composed for these games that you just can't hear with the OPL3. There's so much detail in this. It's actually pretty amazing, and I didn't really figure that out until I started playing around with some of these synths. I'm just gonna let some of this play. You guys let me know if this part sounds okay? Like, can you hear the music from the game? Oh, it responds to everyone by default there. Yeah, I'm testing out a bunch of different stuff here on my streaming setup. I'm testing OBS, testing Restream, and its little chat window there. It lets me chat to multiple streaming services at once. And I'm also testing an RTMP server. So basically how it's set up right now is I have my gaming rig running an i7 on Windows, playing the game and the software, stuff like that. And that is using the NVIDIA graphics card to encode the video into H.264, and that'll send it to my capture rig, which is running Linux, and that one is re-encoding it to a lower bit rate, so it'll work for Twitch and YouTube and whatever else I decide to stream it to. And that goes to Restream, and that goes to everything else. So the reason why I'm using two different rigs is the NVIDIA-backed, the NVIDIA hardware encoding for this sort of stuff is not exactly very good. It tends to make a very blurry image. So I've gotten around that by making it 50 megabits per second, which is well above what YouTube or Twitch will accept. It's also well above what my internet will be able to send out. So I have that going in the capture rig, re-encoding it back down using the CPU version of X.264. And that one, X.264, when it uses the CPU, does a much better job of compressing your video than the NVIDIA graphics card will. So I can get a clearer image than I'd ever be able to do on the gaming rig alone, while having minimal impact on the gaming performance of that machine. Right now I'm running DOSBox, so I guess I could just do everything on the gaming rig instead, and kind of, like, there's no real point to that. But this is more just a test for later to see how well this works. It also lets me record the game footage itself as a separate file in a really high quality format, 60 frame 1080p, or 4K if I'm doing something in 4K. And it'll also let me save the stream as its own separate file to a different hard drive at a much lower, more easily usable format for like video editing, stuff like that. But if I need to go to the source for any particular reason, I can still do that. Oh, it's saying I've dropped frames. That sucks. Okay. I might have to lower the quality. That's not because of my CPU. My CPU seems to be doing fine. Of my upload bandwidth. Shaw in my neighborhood is terrible. Okay, good. Looks like the everything's still working here. So anyways, this is a good example of what the sound sounds like on the OPL3. Just normal DOSBox sort of thing. The main song that everyone kind of thinks of when they play Doom is E1M1, Episode 1, Mission 1, which I'm going to play right here. See if it screws up if I try to use it. Good! I don't have that bug from earlier. Alright. I'm not gonna go for the secrets, I'm just gonna do a quick run through. The audio volume is really quiet here for some reason. Kind of hear it. I don't know why it's so much louder in the demos. That armor's pointless to get. I'll lose health doing it. Trying to shoot the barrel. Ah, it didn't work. So terrible at this game. Alright. So yeah, this is kind of how it works right now. Normal old music style. Everything's working fine. Now, that's how it normally sounds. Let's make it sound a little bit better. First off, what you have to do is right-click on the game, go to Properties, then go to Local Files. Then here, go to Browse Local Files. This shows you the game. This shows you the folder where the game itself is actually stored. So in here, there's a bunch of batch files. These are basically scripts that Steam uses to run the game. Now, the test one you can ignore, but the two that when you started, it gave you the option for use with WASD controls or the classic controls from like 1995. These are the scripts that it runs when you choose those options. So if we just right-click on it, Windows 10 lets you just click Edit. I think Windows 7 does as well. I don't remember. I haven't used Windows 7 in a while. If none of these come up as an option, just choose Open With and choose Notepad. So anyways, if you look at the script that Steam wrote, it's sending a config file called Ultimate M over to DOSBox. And it's doing it all in the base folder, which is a subfolder of what it's currently in. And let's take a look at this one and see what this one's doing. Ultimate, just Ultimate conf. Okay, so M must stand for mouse. What you got to do is go to the base folder, which it had in the script there. And now we got to look at what these are the two files. This is the one where WASD controls, and this is the default controls. So we have to figure out what these are doing now. And these are also the files that we're going to need to edit. So let's, same thing with these. Edit, if that doesn't show up, open, it'll be open with. Tell it, usually it doesn't show Notepad on here. It's only because I have it on here. Windows 10 is dumb. And Notepad usually shows up as an option. If it doesn't show up as an option, you could just type in, actually no, it'll show up as an option. There's no point in browsing around that. Anyways, so once you have Notepad open, it'll show you, a bunch of the random settings here. The first thing we're going to look at is what is it doing when it starts. After AutoEXEC, everything after this is what DOSBox does as soon as it launches. If you're familiar with an old DOS machine, this should be pretty familiar to you. It's the exact same thing as an AutoEXE.bat. So anyways, it looks like it's mounting the C drive to that base folder that we're in. Then it changes to the C drive, then it launches Doom, and then it exits once Doom is done being played. So that's normal. That's the one for default controls. And let's see what this one does. All the way to bottom. Okay, so what this one is doing is it's sending a file called mouse.config over to Doom. Well, CFG, not config. So it looks like these .cfg files are what we're going to need to edit for that. I mean, I already know this stuff already. I'm just going through the steps here for you guys. Yeah, the delay on chat is pretty long. Oh, now I have to do one of us. There we go. Which is funny because that'll do it with all of my accounts. Which is 2. But if I added Facebook on there, which I will eventually, it would show it on there too. Anyways, where was I? Right. Yeah, so there's two files that those. Oh, so it was. Yeah, so in the Ultimate M, it mentioned a CFG file. The CFG file here, and there's another one here, default.cfg. Chances are that's what Doom uses. So that's probably what this one is using when it's not specifying a config file. So what we're going to need to do here is edit these CFG files. Now this bit, I had to look up to see which one it is. We're going to have to change the music device from 3, which is Sound Blaster, over to 8, which is MPU 401. What MPU 401 is instead of Doom sending the music data, the MIDI data, over to the Sound Blaster card, it sends it to the a Roland like MPU 401 card. This was kind of just a standard that Roland started that all of the other, well, not all, but most of the other sound cards basically emulated. So it'll let you send MIDI data from that card over to an external synthesizer, like a big keyboard or whatever. What we're using it for in this case is to send it from, instead of going to the emulated Sound Blaster card, it sends it straight to DOSBox, and DOSBox will send it wherever we tell it. By default, it uses the built-in Windows synthesizer, which is terrible sounding. It sounds like garbage. The OPL 3 stuff we were listening to earlier sounds better. So yeah, how you change that is change it from a 3 to an 8. That's all you got to do for this bit. Normally, you'd be able to do it with the setup.exe that Doom comes with if you're doing this on an actual like DOS machine or not using a Steam copy. But setup.exe is strangely absent in here. It's nowhere to be seen. They tried to make this these game files as slim as possible. I don't know why. It's possible that they were coming up as a what do they call that? As like a false positive for some antivirus programs. Because I know some 16-bit setup programs done that to me in the past. So maybe that's why they removed it. But yeah, so there is no program to let you change the sound card settings like there'd normally be. So that's why we have to do it here in the text file. Which is fine. Thankfully, the guys at id back in the 90s decided to make this a user-readable file, which most games don't actually let you do it that way. So that's for the mouse one. Now there should be another one for default. We need to change this as well. So music device instead of a 3 and 8. There you go, MPU 401. Now that's done and saved. We're going to need to go back in here and edit the DOSBox settings again. This time, we're going to be going down to this one right here. Normally this is blank, but I've been in this file before. MPU 401, we want this to be in intelligent mode. We want it to use the default. Also, I'm mentioning this now. These steps that I'm kind of explaining now, they can be used on Linux, Windows, whatever. The only part that gets a little complicated is the part involving MIDI player, because that program will run in Linux, but it only runs with Wine. But it runs well with Wine, so there is that. So anyways, this bit here, you'll have to type in what device it is. Usually it's 1. Like 99 times out of 100, it'll be 1. Because you don't have any MIDI devices on your computer, so there's only going to be 2 when we're done setting this up. The loop MIDI one, which we're going to install in the next step, and the built-in one built into Windows, which like I said earlier, it's garbage. Never use it. So the built-in one is 0. It's always 0, and 1 is going to be the loop MIDI thing that we're going to install. So once that's done, click save. And yeah, so all you have to do for these config files, for the CONF files, is change the MIDI. Just change that from blank to 1. Because normally it's just like that. You change that to 1 and just make sure you see where the other config file for that is. This not only works with Doom, like the original Doom, it also works with Doom 2 and like Plutonia Doom or whatever, that the mod packs and like the added stuff, the other versions of Doom, Final Doom, stuff like that. So yeah, that file's done. Did I edit Ultimate FM? Oh yeah, I did earlier anyways. So yeah, make sure that both set as... Yeah, you just make sure that both config files are set with the MPU 401 output to number 1. Now let's download Loop MIDI. So you just look it up on Google. It will also be in the description below for the final version of this video. You guys that are live streaming, you won't be able to see that link because I haven't done that yet. But even then, on Google, it's the first link. Click on download Loop MIDI. Let that download. This is like the 4th time I've downloaded this today. While that's downloading, I'll uninstall it. Right. Oh, there it is. I don't like Windows 10. Oop. Install. Close. That just... Oh. There it is. How did you pop under? Jeez. Alright. So when you have the Loop MIDI downloaded, just open it up, double click on the setup here. Agree to the terms. And there we go, it's done. When you come into Loop MIDI for the first time, this area will be blank. It's pretty easy. You can name this port whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. And then when you have that named, you just click plus. A little plus sign there, and that lets you put in there. You can also add multiples in there if you have multiple devices. There's probably some weird need for that, but I can't think of one. Maybe if you want to switch between this and Cool MIDI, you can do that just by editing the config file, and you can have both running at the same time. I don't know, but for the most part, you can just leave it with one, but you can add more if you want. But anyways, that's done, and you never have to run this program again. So here we go. And when that's downloaded, you're going to need another program. This program is, yeah, the all-important one for this setup. FalcoSoft MIDI player. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. This guy's awesome. I've talked to him online a couple of times. Got a lot of useful programs, but by far his most useful is this one. The SoundFont MIDI player. Let's download this one here, the one with the bass MIDI and the SoundFont kind of built in. It's all in one sort of package. Pretty small. Not only does this run on Windows 10, it also runs on Windows 8, Windows 7, even Windows XP and Windows 98, which is really useful for one of the features that it has, which I'll probably be getting into in a future video. So once you have the once you have this zip downloaded, you just extract it to a folder, and it'll look something like this. This program has when this program is word stumble. I do that a lot. Alright, so when this program is extracted, you just click on the MIDI player.exe there. You don't need to install this program, it's portable. You can extract it wherever you want, like to your D drive or to the desktop, doesn't really matter. And yeah, it comes with a couple sound fonts kind of built into it. We're going to need to change some settings on here in order to get it to connect to Loop MIDI. Disabled again, isn't it? On mine, the default settings seem to have been messed up for some reason. But normally this is checked. If it does what it just did with me there, just make sure this is checked. And it comes with the Reality GMGS sound font, which is actually pretty good. It's pretty good for most things, and the thing I really like about it is that it's actually pretty small. It's only about 10 megabytes. Now, back in the 90s, a 10 megabyte sound font was considered ludicrously huge, but compared to the one I normally use, which is somewhere around 1 terabyte, no, sorry, not 1 terabyte, 1 gigabyte, this is nothing. So that's for that. You could just leave that alone, the default. You could change around some other settings on here, like your chorus and your reverb. I like to turn down the chorus down a little bit. And have all set to 2. I just like that one a little more. These are all personal preference. You can change those whatever you want. Now, one of the nice features about MIDI Player is that it acts as sort of a MIDI matrix. So it'll redirect MIDI signals wherever you want. It'll also listen to MIDI signals, and it can also redirect them to the sound fonts, but it also has an option, so it'll redirect it to VSTI files. People in the music editing industry might actually find that familiar, and that's the main killer feature of this. Because with VSTI, you can start using some really professional level audio equipment, well, software, and that's part of what I'm going to show in this video, but I'm not going to go into detail into it. I'm going to save that for its own separate video. Another interesting feature, the main reason why I think it's really neat that this works on Windows 98 is these two right here. This will let you send or receive MIDI notes from another computer. So if you have this installed on your Windows 98 computer, and that computer is connected to the internet, well, not the internet, that's a bad idea, but I mean connected to your network, you can get your Windows 98 computer to send your modern computer the music information. There's barely any delay in this, and this means that you can have your DOS game, or like Doom or whatever, or even Final Fantasy VII for the PC or something like that, running on your Windows 98 machine. Have that send all of the music information to your modern machine, and have your modern machine run this software and make it sound good. Because with VSTIs and some other things, it doesn't really run very well on Windows 98. Although you could get it to run on Windows 98, but that's an entirely different thing. But it's still pretty useful. You can send and receive this stuff over the network, like one way or the other. So anyways, the important feature to do here, just click on Active, follow the channel, and the Loop MIDI port. That should probably, like I said, 99% of the time, that's going to be your only option in there. So yeah, that's basically all you have to do. When you open the settings there, just on the gear, click on Active, you're done. Well, yeah, and switch that to follow. You don't really need to do that. It's just, yeah. I also like to use the sysx for volume and balance, because some games use that. Some don't, and they'll make it do weird things. But Doom uses it, so yeah. Let me get rid of this thing. So anyways, now that that's set up, and now that we've already configured the game, instead of using the music that it was showing before, it should sound a little different for you. Let me get that running in the corner here, and let me play this again. I wonder if it'll go into full screen again. Ah, I went to full screen again. Alright, let's exit full screen. And just like that, we have the MIDI player here doing all the music effects instead of DOSBox. This not only works with Doom, but it should work with pretty much any game in DOSBox that supports MPU 401. So most DOS games have this feature that is usually called General MIDI. The part where you're going into the .cfg files, like default.cfg and mouse.cfg, that's just for Doom because with Steam they removed the setup program. But for other games like, say, Tyrion, Monkey's Island, or like Duke Nukem, they all work with this. Yeah, this sounds a little bit better. It's not too bad. Now, because you can chain VST. Let me restart that sentence. Now, because you can chain VST plugins, and you can also chain sound font files, you can make this sound basically any way you want. You can make it sound like an old Nintendo. You can make it sound like a completely different video card. I'm sorry, a completely different sound card. You can make it sound like a professional Roland synthesizer from the 80s or the 90s. There's an almost endless amount of options with this. Let me show you one that I've done. I'm just gonna close this. Well, actually, first let's show what E1M1. The reality one is the reality sound font is actually pretty good for this. And post. Yeah, definite improvement from before. Well, some people prefer the older sound, which I understand. There's a lot of nostalgia for that. Let's quit that. Okay, that's that copy. Do I have mine on? Okay, here's mine. This has a few more plugins. Let me get the... I have a couple presets in here. Oh, wait a sec. Where did my presets go? Do I have the wrong file open? I have the wrong file open. Okay, that would be why. There we go. Okay. So here I've changed a couple things together. Got a compressor on here, and we have actually a really handy program called Amplitude 3. Now, this program here has a crazy amount of features and options, all sorts of different things in there. You can spend hours on this thing, and it's free. Or at least this is the free version. You can go to their site and download this for free and chain it into your programs. By default, it'll ask you to download Amplitude 4, the Amplitude 4 free. Like, not for free, even though it is for free. It's Amplitude 4-free. Anyways, but Amplitude 4, for whatever reason, doesn't work with MIDI player. So you have to make sure to download Amplitude 3. I have both installed because I also use a program called Reaper to make some songs with this stuff every once in a while. But yeah, you can install both at once. It won't conflict with anything. But I'll get into that stuff in a different video. Anyways, now that this is running, I'm just going to make sure that it's listening to the MIDI port. It is. Everything is set up good. That is actually supposed to be... whatever, I'll leave that as it is. So I'm using a couple of different sound fonts on this. I'm using the Giant sound font. The thing with the Giant sound font is that it wants you to use 5 sound font files at once, which hits the maximum that MIDI player supports. So I combined them into one. I'm also using the drum kit from that sound font, and I'm also using a sound font that I made myself. Using samples from a project called Virtual Playing Orchestra. So I basically just combined all those SFZ files into an SF2 file, and I mapped it all to the appropriate GM standard MIDI channels or program presets. That's the word I'm thinking of. But anyways, because of that, this will sound a little different than normal. Most of that, by the way, is not going to make it into the final cut of the video. I'm just doing that for whoever's watching this. All right, let's see how this one sounds. Okay, this one I'm also going to have on a bit of a loop here. I need this to run for the part of the video, everything else showing. Up here. Alright, I gotta stop touching that. Gonna make the audio screw up a little bit. I need to record a couple of runs through that. Alright, any questions for any of the people that are watching this live? Yeah, this one's probably my favorite song of the bunch. See if it's showing up on YouTube. I think I have one more level to go through and then it'll be fine. Oh, my description on YouTube still has the Skyrim modding thing on there. That's funny. Or if I could change that from here. Anyways, I have this running already. I think I have enough footage of this run. Okay. Now, to show what E1M1 sounds like. This is kind of the showstopper for this particular setup. A massive improvement from the other setups. How does that sound wrong? Like the music data was wrong. Yeah, sounds good enough. Alright, now for a semi-serious run. Ah, got too close. I hate these controls. I want my mouse look back. There, that's sounding normal now. I like the bass guitar in this one. I forget how you open this thing. I love how fast you can run this thing. Scared the barrel didn't explode. Whatever. Love the shotgun. Ah, I missed it. Oh, I didn't. Okay, there we go. Birds, one stone. 2 zombies, 1 shell. Zombies or demons? Eh, whatever. Come on. There we go. Got him. There he is. This side. Ah. Right, I was thinking of the wrong game. Duke Nukem, you can kick those. Well, that's why there's someone behind me. Someone else behind me. There we go. That was a bad idea. Ah. Fire was too. Ooh, I like this song. So many different ways through this level. Get how to get there. Oh yeah, big gun time. Fuck. Here, isn't it? Rocket launcher. Fucker. Now I can't get up there. Oh. I get it. I'm not supposed to pull that. You son of a bitch. Alright. I shouldn't use this weapon. I'll kill myself. There's the shotty. There it is. Blue card. The annoying mazes. Inky demon? That's what I'm hearing. A yellow card. Oh, we got the exit. Should be a switch somewhere? Or it already came up. Yeah, but I'm out. I don't know, wrong way. Alright, here we go. Here. Little card. There you are, you little bastard. Back here, you pink bastard. Nice ass, though. Okay, now that I have a yellow card, let's get here. Now this part's always fun. Big old trap in a second here. Where is it? Here. Die. Woo! Okay. Secret time. It's over here. Chainsaw! Fuck yeah. Charge. Damn. Ah, I missed it. Whatever, not important. Alright, it's over here now, isn't it? Was I right the first time? Fuck yeah, chainsaw. Jib time! Oh yeah! Blue key. Okay, I think that opens, yeah. Can't see shit, Captain. Oh, don't want to be standing next to that when it goes off. Pro tip, never use your rocket launcher in here. Oh, that was a circle. Chainsaw is actually a pretty good weapon for this part. There we go. Yeah, just by looking at it, I think there's about a minute delay for the chat. It might be more than that. Oh, no, that's right. is one of those famous trap rooms. Where everything goes to shit. Means you get this card. Shotgun. But they do give you a minigun. Use a minigun. Health. Got good armor. Yeah. That's red key, not blue key. Oh, I have red key. Right. Pay attention, Clint. There's the blue key. Yeah, you don't want to go down there. Oh, jeez. Pinky and the brain. Pinky and his brains. One is a genius and the other is dead. Arguably, I'd say that I'm insane, but go there. Oh, it just has blue lights just to trip me up. There we go. There's the blue. I think I'm getting used to the controls again. There's like a map thing around here somewhere. This was it. Now have the map. I think that's all I need. We'll need the yellow key. Need the yellow key for these two. Yep. Gotta go back. Ah. got turned around, didn't I? Well, that was pointless. In here already. Been in here already. Not been in here. No, I'm not done yet. Yeah, sure. Give me a sec. Okay, I gotta take a couple minute break here. Alright, now I'm back. That's enough of that. Do a quick overview and show how to do it for Doom 2. Basically the same steps. Browse local files. Check what this is doing. Doom 2M. This one's probably Doom 2. Yes, it is. Mouse.config. Okay, so that's all the same as Doom 1 then. So I just need to go to MIDI. That's set as 1. Good. MIDI, that's set as 1. Good. Go to the config files. Yeah, that's 3. That needs to be 8. Save. It. It's 3. That needs to be 8. Save. Exit. Okay, there we go. Doom 2's now set up for as well. Yep, looks like it's working. Straight for the chainsaw. Mouse sensitivity is just stupid high right now. What the heck? That's gonna make it hard to play. I wonder if I could change that. Still too high. Come to Daddy. There we go. Like a shotgun or something up here. Yes, there is. Best weapon in the game. Well, actually, there's the dual barrel shotgun. That one's better. Yeah, because of this MIDI setup here, it basically sounds like it's being played with real instruments. I mean, not all songs sound like that, but yeah, some did. Where's the other one? One up behind me? I do need to go down this one. Three guys, one shell. I like it. Anything here I need to access? Nope. That card, but what's it supposed to do? Ah, I know. Here, maybe? Voila. What the? Yeah, another 3 for 1. Three for 1 at the kill shop. Oh, that's interesting. Forgot about that. Get rid of these. There's the blue key. Yeah. Exit time. I didn't do very well in this one. Yeah. Gauntlet. That doesn't sound good. Interesting. Run! Ah! I have that card. What do you do? You do. Portal. Portal to where? Oh, Jesus. That. Invisible guy. Well, he's dead. I need help. I need to use a keyboard for this. Dual shotty now. Aw, yeah. Another invisible one around here somewhere? Oh, that's what it does. You get over there, though. Oh, that's probably how. That is indeed how. Ah. There we go. Thought I heard something open. Ah. Ah, keyboard for that again. keycard. Right. Fuck. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm back here. Where's the red key card go? Go here? Nope. A damn card. Oh, that's nice. Red. There we go. Gotcha. Like your gun. Yeah. The Pinky Demon scared the crap out of me. Oh, you cheeky monkey. Trap door, will you? Wonder if I can... Nope. Come up. There we go. Piece la resistance. Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna have to run in one of those for a while. Trapped here? How does this work? There are more of those fuckers. Oh, I could really get past that much of it. Trouble? Rest. Big old pile of rocket ammo. I like it. That's the wrong way. Gotcha. Yellow key. I want it. Oh, Jesus. That's a big boy. Thought I had bad breath. Another one up there. Okay. Where am I? Oops. Lowest elevator ever. There we go. Baku Demon, that's what they were called. Exit! Out of here, bitches. 66%. Yeah, way longer than I should have taken. That's enough of that. I think I have enough footage for the YouTube video I was going to be working on. Let's see here. Only 3 people watching right now, but I'm assuming those are the 3 that I already know. Oh, one is me. The other one is me. And okay. Yeah. Okay, that's what I figured. Okay, this was a good test. Everything looked like it worked. See you guys later.